I feel like if I dwelled on that thought, I would have never started creating. So it really helped to be like, Zimkita, listen here, you're going to start with what you have. You're just going to have to start with what you have, because how in the world are you going to eventually be able to afford like a camera? Or I was trying to get a nap in, but with my niece and nephew around, it doesn't really work. The noise, they can make noise for like 50 people, my word. But then, so yeah, so I'm opting to wash my mom's car rather. So yeah, let me do that really quick, and just yeah, let's get that. Okay, it should be fine here. Time for lesson number 2 today, and my bed is my office. See you guys in a bit. Okay. Today is not a very warm day, but like it's not extremely cold either, but it's not a warm day, and I just feel like being really comfortable. And also, I don't know what's happening, but I'm feeling sleepy. Like what is this? I'm not tired. I'm just sleepy. And I don't know what's up, but anyway, I'm going to make sure just for this portion of the video that I'm up, I don't fall asleep. Anyway, so I wanted to have this bit of a chat. Um, it was inspired by questions that I will get from time to time on my IG DMs. People asking about how I go about creating apps that I use, etc. And so I was like, okay. And I'm noticing a pattern that these questions are very much similar. So I'm like, why not share those pieces of information here? So here we are, right? And so here's where I want to start. I'm noticing a mindset or a way of thinking that I had before I started creating content. I noticed that there's a number of people that still have the same mindset, but they want to get into content creation, right? Looking at the things that we have, equipment to create, for example. I have heard a number of people ask that, can I, for example, start a channel, um, start a YouTube channel, or start creating if I just have an Android? And I remember asking myself that exact same question at a point, thinking that my videos are not going to be, like the crispy, clear, videos that we normally see on like IG or whatever, because like, you know, and then, yeah, I remember thinking like that. And my Android is pretty old too. I've been using this phone for like maybe like 5 years, this very same phone. And so when I started, even more than 5 years, even more than 5 years. So I've been using it. And so when I said I'm going to start creating, I'm like, my camera quality. So what now? You know? And I feel like if I dwelled on that thought, I would have never started creating. So it really helped to be like, Zimkita, listen here, you're going to start with what you have. You're just going to have to start with what you have, because how in the world are you going to eventually be able to afford like a camera or like your iPhone or whatever, to in order to have these crispy, clear what videos that you want? How are you going to be able to eventually afford them if you don't start where you are, use what you have? At this point, all you need is your camera. You need to speak to your camera, and people, if they just see your face and hear what you're saying, that's it, period. That's it. You don't need anything more than that at this point, because that's all you have. Okay. So I had to sit down and be like, so girl, start somewhere. And I don't regret that decision, because from the time that I started with my content creation, like I have been able to, generate some income, of which if I hadn't started, I would not have made the money that I have made over, this period of time. It's not like millions of rands, but it's something, and I'm grateful. So yeah, start with what you have. Whatever you have, start with it. It's good enough because that is what you have. Okay. And just to help the situation, I had to learn a few things, like, okay, fine, your camera is not the greatest, but what can you do to try and help that it's not the greatest? And I learned a few things, like before you start recording, just wipe your camera a little bit, wipe the lens a bit. And also, just make sure wherever you're creating your video, there's, some light coming through. You get what I mean? So don't go and start creating in a dark space when you know your camera is not the the best. You get what I mean? So make sure there's some light, and can be natural light, can be natural light, it can be, whatever, but just make sure that there's some light coming through, right? And I really use that. I try my best to always create videos where there's some light. Okay, and that's working just fine. Okay. And also just had to learn also how to use this camera now, how to use my Android phone when I'm creating content for Instagram, how I should place my phone. Should I place my phone like that, or should it be like that? It's just to better the situation. I had to learn that, okay, when I'm creating videos for my YouTube channel, my phone, I just turn it around so that it takes a horizontal video like that. But when I'm creating content for my IG, I make sure that my phone is vertical. It's like that, just to help, the situation. And it has been working. This year though, I am trying to create more of the horizontal content. When I repurpose the content, taking a bit of the content here, taking it to Instagram, I want to make sure that it is in a vertical form. It is like that and not like that. Because on top of the camera not being like the crispiest, the clearest camera, now you must be on YouTube. You post a vertical video and you have these dark bars on the sides, and okay. And also on IG, you post a vertical reel, you post a video that was taken vertically, and you post it as a reel, and it has these dark bars on the side. So just to try and make everything look neat, just had to learn these many things to try and help the situation. So let us work with what we have until we can afford to get whatever it is that is better. But right now you don't have better, so use what you have. And as the time goes, I make like many small investments that all make my creation just a little bit better, as I go. Also, when it comes to the apps that I use when I am editing my videos, I use InShot. That is that's the app that I use when I edit my videos. And where do I create my thumbnails? My thumbnails I will create on Canva. I'm very lazy when it comes to creating thumbnails, but I try. But I use Canva. And I also use Canva when I'm creating posts for Instagram, like for my Xhosa lessons, all the content where there's like writing. I use Canva for that. Even when I do my lessons, my slides, etc., I use Canva to create the slides. So yeah, and I can't think of any other question at this point, but like if you have other questions as well, feel free to let me know down in the comments. And yeah, see you guys on the flip side.